Standing in here, acting like you hair flipping, mama crying about her son being dead, you rolling your eyes like you can't understand why, and I know you in here being disingenuous because there's no way in the world a mother can do that to another mother that's lost a child. And that's why I looked at you and said, why? What's going on here?
Stand there right there and just watch her, man, with no kind of emotions, knowing that she's struggling with your son.
Because I know where it's coming from.
Try to give up what I give up. That's when you call yourself a father,
boy,
bro.
that's not mine.
I tell you.
And why are you inviting him over if he's not your child?
I mean, she often, you know.
4-month-old baby don't want to watch a movie. 4-month-old baby.
But Mr. Babbitt during that window of
months.
time.
Well, you were sneaking out in the middle of the night doing something.
I was not sneaking out anywhere. The most the only time I get out of bed is to go to the bathroom.
Yes, and you wouldn't come back for an hour.
No.
So you would be asleep. Are you happy?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I'm excited, you know. That's my baby. I got 2 babies.
You've got to appreciate the paranoia in this one. Mr. Burns was convinced that a woman was trying to trap him into paying child support for a baby he believed wasn't his. Now, he may be a bit delusional, but his main concern...
I haven't done much because I don't believe that mine is my son. But I'm still trying to do things like I invite them over to come and, you know, chill, watch movies, or...
You don't invite me over. I tell you.
And why are you inviting him over if he's not your child?
I mean, she often, you know...
4-month-old baby don't want to watch a movie. 4-month-old baby.
It's not because...
Now, isn't that a twist? He refuses to sign the birth certificate, but still wants to slide in for some Netflix and chill. Looks like he's hoping the baby is his golden ticket to stay connected with the baby mama.
Saying that I've been with my sister 24/7. I was there since she met him. Ever since they got together and I found out that she was pregnant, she said it in front of him. So he been knew she was pregnant because he moved in with us. But yeah, I seen her taking care of him.
And then I did
And
tell her that I don't believe.
He needs to buy things for you. So he been knew she was pregnant. He just lying because he don't want to step up because he already got 2 kids with her.
And talk about a protective brother. According to our plaintiff, Mr. Burns was nothing but a deadbeat. Oof. Mr. Burns, here's a little advice. Stop being one before her brother turns you into dead meat.
That's sacrifices that I wish he would do, but he doesn't want to do it. Well, you know what? I told him, worry about it. You got me. I'm happy to do it. I'm sorry?
It's not my son.
Dude, you don't want to step up to the plate. He looks just like you, man. He looks just like you. Everybody who sees him, like, he looks just like Sean.
It's funny that he would sit here now today and saying that it's not his son. Why would he sit there and tell my family, oh yes, this is my son. I can see the resemblance.
Did you catch that? The plaintiff claims he acknowledged the baby at first, but later denied it. What's going on here? So far, it's just a storm of accusations with no real answer.
We did sleep the first day, yes.
Was it protected sex?
No, ma'am.
How is it you can know for certain this isn't your child?
I have a timeline.
Please step over.
Okay, so my first date going over her house was July 6th, and we had sex that night. And a couple weeks later, on the 27th, she tells me that she's pregnant 3 weeks later.
All right, here comes the juicy part we've all been waiting for. You know what goes through a man's mind after hearing news like this? It was a quick reaction, sure, but hold on. The drama isn't over yet. There's still one major detail to uncover.
September came, and she went to the doctor on the 14th. You know, the doctor tell her that she's 12 weeks and 6 days, right? I go back 12 weeks and 6 days. I come to find out that I only been knowing her 10 weeks. So that confirms my first thought. Oh, she already been pregnant, you know?
Okay.
Whoa. Now our defendant is bringing up his own doubts, suggesting the baby mama was seeing someone else before him. But of course, she shuts that down immediately. Still, there's one person missing from this equation.
Apparently, she has doubts as well, because when we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we met in person, and she said, if it is his, I just want to take full custody. I want to put him on child support. I don't want him to have anything to do with the baby.
She said if it is?
She said if, and then when you say if, that means you are unsure, correct?
Well, folks, even I'm feeling the paranoia here. Will the DNA test prove Mr. Burns is the father or not? My heart says Team Burns, but the truth is in the test results. Let's fast forward and settle this once and for all.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Burns, you are the father.
I know now, you know, and I'm gonna treat him and I'm gonna love him, you know. I'm gonna be there for him, as long as she let me.
If there's one thing better than sisterly love, it's sharing. Nail polish, clothes, and sometimes even boyfriends. Wait, did I just say that? My bad. But today's case in paternity court takes sisterhood to another level.
Mr. Harden actually came to our house in Minnesota and with his 2 sisters, in which we all just spent the day together. And the last I recall, I was 11 years old and my sister Kiera was 10.
11, and you're 26 now.
Correct.
15 years ago is the last time you saw him?
Correct.
Oof, that's That's heartbreaking. The alleged father has been MIA for years. So much for responsibility, right? But before we jump to conclusions, let's give the man some credit. He has been paying child support.
I actually caught Miss Gannell after I had to go out of town for a funeral. My first daughter was 6 weeks old. I came in from out of town for my aunt's funeral. I came home early to find Miss Gannell gone. Another lady was in the house. She threw the baby in my arm and ran out the door, Your Honor.
Now, what kind of testimony is this? Mr. Harden, are we in paternity court or some wild reality show? He claims a woman just handed him a baby and ran off. Yikes. All right, let's say the baby mama was a bit of a mystery.
When you found out she was pregnant, did you think the baby was yours?
There was a possibility, Your Honor, but
You only felt there was a possibility?
Yes, because she had slept with 2 of my friends prior to that. Shanice had already been born 6 weeks, so between that time, I waited. I didn't want to, deal with the situation, so I got away from her. About a month later, we got back together, and then she told me that she was pregnant.
And here it is. The mother allegedly slept with 2 of his friends. Talk about friendship perks, huh? Who needs enemies when your friends bring this kind of drama? Of course, this claim had to be challenged.
When I first got pregnant, he was excited about it. He also, like I said, had another woman pregnant. She was pregnant a month before me.
Were you sleeping with anybody else during that window of conception?
When we first got together, no. But prior to that, like I said, I was with somebody. So there is
a possibility.
And I told him that.
Now, here's the twist. The eldest daughter's birth certificate had no father listed. But if that's the case, how did Mr. Harden end up paying a whopping $90,000 in child support for both girls? Looks like their mother had her way with the system.
I'm trying to explain it right now. Last year we went to court about this. I begged the court to please give me a paternity test.
You took me to court last year to modify your child support payment.
I tried.
It's all about the money. The money. When you started paying child support payments, that's when you wanted DNA tests. You didn't have none of this before.
The tension in the courtroom was real. The sisters were even willing to pay for a paternity test, but Mr. Harden stood firm, acting like he sipped straight from the fountain of youth.
In our whole life, he's been calling us our dad. He's been saying he loved us, he missed us, he wants to see us. He's never in our whole life denied us until now.
Your Honor, I don't know. I've never actually denied them.
Yes, you have.
I haven't. I have never denied them. I'm right in the middle because I don't know.
Over the years, the daughters have been told again and again that they weren't his, while the money kept flowing. But enough with the back and forth. It's time for the DNA results to settle this decades-long mystery.
It comes to Shanice Gannell. Mr. Harden, you are her father.
I told you.
When it comes to Kiera Gannell, Mr. Harden, you are her father.
I told you.
Imagine this. You've spent your entire life calling someone dad, only to find out he refuses to acknowledge you as his child. Not only that, but he's done an amazing job keeping the paternity question alive for years.
When he wants something, I'm his daughter. When he don't get what he wants, I'm not his daughter. He just been a big absence in my life.
And I read in the court papers that it hurts you that no one's on your birth certificate.
It hurt me so bad because I don't want to have a family of my own because he's been denying me my whole life.
A lifetime of doubt? That's gotta hurt. According to the alleged father, Mr. Lewis, he and Miss Smith's mother had nothing more than a hit-it-and-quit-it relationship. Both of them were living fast, no strings attached. Don't forget to watch the upcoming shocking episodes, which can blow your mind.
When I came back to Cleveland, Ohio, I ran into another friend of mine. He said that Liz had a daughter, baby girl, and it's supposed to be your daughter. We went up there, and when we went up there, there was a conflict going on between Liz and her mother. I asked Liz, let's talk, what's going on? They ain't had nowhere to go. I took Brittany to my home.
That's commendable.
Sister Lewis, on the other hand, admitted that she cared for Miss Smith on and off since she was just 3 or 4 days old, all the way until she was about 10 or 11. Now, that's a huge responsibility.
You know who her father is? Could you get this to her, please? Yeah, tell me about it, Your Honor. Yeah, tell me.
You believe this is her biological father?
That is her father. You know why I say that? Because that's for the simple fact, because I caught him and her mom having sex.
First of all, how do you know this man?
That is my great-great-uncle.
Oh, things just got juicy. That explains years of doubt, but let's get into the details of what really went down. Here's Mr. Lewis giving his version of events, including the wild past of Miss Smith's big mama.
The door was cracked, it was open, I walk in. The bed is sitting right there, right in front of the door. It's a small apartment, smacking, they getting it. They getting it. He turned around and looked and see me. She raised her head up. All I did was look and shook my head and walked out.
Mr. Lewis, you're saying you walked in and she was in bed with your uncle?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, what? Smith's mother allegedly slept with Mr. Lewis's uncle. Now that's a family reunion no one saw coming. But before we even process that, let's hear from Mr. Lewis's ex-wife, because what she's about to reveal.
Did he tell you when he brought you the baby, this is my daughter or this might be my daughter?
He said it was his daughter.
All right.
Oh.
You never looked at her and said, well, no, she doesn't look like you to me. She's not yours. You
Sir.
didn't doubt it?
No, I did not. I doubted several times, but I didn't really doubt it because she looked like him.
Meanwhile, Mr. Lewis's other daughter stood by Miss Smith, claiming her as her sister and calling their father a paternity denier. And guess what? He already took a DNA test and her results came back positive.
Brittany, how does it feel in this moment to stand between two beautiful women, say, regardless, you're still going to be their family?
I just feel so numb to the point where my whole body just feels like it's flatlined.
You've been waiting for 25 years.
Yes.
You can't remember a time when you didn't have this doubt.
No.
Miss Smith has lived with uncertainty for so long. Can you even imagine the anticipation, the fear of being abandoned, the pain of questioning your own identity every single day? But now it's finally time for her to take a deep breath and face the truth.
Mr. Lewis, you are not the father.
Oh,
Man.
God.
Tie down. That's our father right there. That's him right there.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
You truly thought this was the biological father.
Mr. Tinch wants his 59 or 98 cents back, claiming the baby stroller might not even be for his supposed daughter. Meanwhile, Miss Grubb thinks he's just afraid to grow up and denies ever cheating. She's firing back with a $2,435 countersuit, half the childcare costs.
She has none of my features. None. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
You did give Ms. Grubb a stroller.
I bought the stroller while she was pregnant with the baby.
You did?
Yeah.
And you bought that willingly?
Yeah.
It was a gift?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have to understand, Mr. Tinch, gifts are not revocable. Once you give a gift, you can't take it back.
Mr. Tinch, however, isn't convinced. His doubts about paternity come from the timing of Miss Grubb's pregnancy revelation and her admission that she kissed her ex. But Miss Grubb insists she was 4 weeks pregnant, not a week and a half.
So, Ms. Grubb, you have 2 children. And how old are you?
18.
18 years old.
Yes, Your Honor.
With 2 children.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were a teenage mother. You still are a teenage mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say when you went to that doctor's appointment, you were told or informed that she was about a week and a half pregnant?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, paternity peeps, we've got ourselves quite the love triangle. Mr. Tinch has been a stand-up guy, supporting Miss Grubb and her son since the beginning, even relocating for her pregnancy. But here's the twist. They signed that birth certificate without being entirely sure of his role. And then enters...
I believe Mr. Tinch is just using me as an excuse to not take care of his responsibility. Miss Grubb and I is just friends. I was out of my son's life for the first year and a half because I was scared. I was young, I admit it. I grew up into the man I am today just to take care of my son. You need to stop using me for an excuse, step up and take care of your responsibilities. Nobody else is but you.
Oh boy, things take a turn when Mr. Boatwright's confidence in being the father shocks the judge. Meanwhile, Miss Grubb accuses Mr. Tinch of not being around for their daughter Natalie because he was too busy partying.
You know, this is the exact reason that teenagers do not need to be having kids. They need to be getting their education and doing something productive because you two haven't even figured your own lives out yet. Now you're 18. How old is your oldest child?
4.
And then things get real. Mr. Boatwright questions Mr. Tinch's parenting advice, arguing that Miss Grubb's grandmother is the one actually raising the child. Judge Lake steps in with some much-needed wisdom, urging these young parents to finish school and focus on their future.
$15 per can. Yes, that's about right. 8 cans per month times 21 months, $2,520, which totals $4,870. I can't rule on this until we find out the results, though. These expenses she's outlined, have you paid for any of this?
I've paid for some formula.
Miss Grubb wants money back for raising the child, but all Mr. Tinch really did was buy a stroller. Talk about lessons learned. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake with DNA test results, but hey, I'm not about to spoil those for you.
It has been determined that the biological father is Mr. Tinch. How does it feel, Mr. Tinch? Your doubts are put to rest?
Yeah, feels good. Feels really good.
Oh, what a family saga we have here. Miss Norris claims that Mr. Norris Sr. has been playing hide and seek with fatherhood for over 2 decades. They had a shotgun wedding, but now he's singing the I Was Forced to.
His grandmother said that I wasn't his father.
I don't believe that. And if she did say that to him, it was because she was just so fed up.
You all got married in the yard.
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, you had just had your son and named him Junior.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
you
Your
named
Honor.
after Senior over here.
Yes, Your Honor.
And now, the blame game begins. Mrs. Norris fires back, claiming that Mr. Norris Sr. was the real cheater, not her. But hold on. Mr. Norris Sr. insists that it was Grandma who dropped the not the father bombshell out of anger when Junior turned 8 years old. Just a coincidence, he says?
Was there any doubt with respect to the paternity?
No, ma'am, not for me. I've always knew he was his father.
And what about from Mr. Norris Sr.? Did he take care of Junior? Was he present
While
in
he
his
was
life?
there,
His
he
grandmother
did
said
contribute.
He did.
That
Yes,
he
ma'am.
wasn't my son.
Determined to get answers, Mrs. Norris turns detective, reaching out through family connections, hoping for Junior J to finally get those long-awaited letters from his alleged father. But wait, here comes Beverly, Mr. Norris Sr.'s wife, who's on a rumor chase about her husband's secret son.
Get to know him, and then he sits you on his lap, and the next thing you know, he's gone.
On the subject situation of my father not being there, induced a great deal of anger, upon me, and I acted out in different subject ways, as in got in a variety of fights. I was very rebellious.
All right.
A tangled web of lies and deceit only gets messier. Mrs. Norris feels the sting of betrayal as Mr. Track. Norris Sr. weaves a whole story about their past marriage to Beverly. But enough with the back and forth. Mrs. Norris has had it and demands the ultimate truth serum, a paternity test.
Everything, because there was nothing to lie about in the first place. So now what? I don't believe. I love him.
I didn't think I was married.
He told me he divorced me, and I spoke with Beverly and found out that we were still married. I was like, what? I'm still married to this loser?
You didn't.
I mean, that's why I'm here today.
Emotions are raw as Mrs. Norris pours out her love for the son she believed belonged to Mr. Norris Sr. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The paternity results are in. Will the truth shatter hearts or bring closure to this riveting family saga?
You are not his father.
I told you he wasn't my son, Your Honor.
Well, I believed he was, and I do apologize.
And I accept.
It's a real nail-biter in court today, and Judge Lake is calling the shots. Miss Hanger is convinced that Mr. Babbitt is dodging his responsibilities as a parent to their daughter, Chloe. She's dead set against a paternity test, but Mr. Babbitt, he's as sure as the sky is blue that he's not the father, and he wants that DNA test.
The court must decide if there is enough evidence to administer a paternity test. What has Mr. Babbitt done for your child?
He's done absolutely nothing for her. He's a spoiled, rotten, arrogant brat, point blank. He won't even admit that she even looks like him when she's identical to him.
Just because you frame her up there and put her next to my family, that's not actually a DNA test.
Oh boy, things are heating up. Mr. Babbitt is in full lawyer mode, claiming he never got the memo about the DNA test. He even throws some shade at those signatures on the paperwork. But Miss Hanger isn't backing down. She's waving her proof flag, insisting she did her due diligence in notifying him.
Did you show up for the DNA test?
I didn't think it was happening. I couldn't find it anywhere else, or I couldn't get any
I
information.
had wrote him previously and told him, hey, it's coming up. You need to show up there because it was a court-ordered one.
So the bottom line is there was an attempt to notify you, and you did get the paperwork that said show up for a DNA test as it relates to baby.
And the paperwork parade continues. Miss Hanger pulls out documents proving Mr. Babbitt's child support obligations. Judge Lake gives them a thorough once-over. But Mr. Babbitt still isn't ready to surrender. He wants proof that those papers were actually mailed to...
If it's my child, I will, but you're correct.
Well, no, you're responsible for it now because you were named the...
They gave him 30 days after he did not show up for this DNA test. They gave him 30 days to appeal it, and he never did.
I can still appeal it.
No, you can't. Not after that. Your name's on her birth certificate now.
I didn't sign it.
Suddenly, Mr. Babbitt takes a more apologetic tone, but Judge Lake isn't letting him off the hook that easily. The judge gets curious about their relationship. Was it serious or just a fling? That's when Miss Hanger spills the real tea about their romance or lack thereof.
I had not slept with anybody else prior to him for a year with my ex-boyfriend.
So you had never slept with anybody else but Mr. Babbitt during that window of months.
Well, you were sneaking out in the middle of the night doing something.
I was not sneaking out anywhere. The only time I'd get out of bed is to go to the bathroom.
Yes, and you wouldn't come back for an hour.
So you would be asleep.
Talk about a roller coaster. Mr. Babbitt isn't just doubting Chloe's paternity, he even spills the tea on how he played pregnancy detective. But Judge Lake, always the inquisitor, digs deep into their pregnancy saga. Who knew what, when, and how?
This is a picture of
my baby picture.
Of your baby picture on the
Correct.
left
And
and Chloe's baby picture on the right.
Plus, Chloe has so many tendencies, looks, and mannerisms as Royce does. You know, it's really hard to deny. We've gone through this with the first child.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake is about to drop the bombshell. The DNA test is officially a go, thanks to some solid evidence. But the suspense doesn't end there. This is about to be a wild ride. As the judge reveals the DNA test results,
Mr. Royce Babbitt, you are her father.
I guess. All I want is an apology, Royce. All I want is an apology.